Hey guys, I'm back with another vlog. So today I want to talk about sort of the winter blahs. Now, I really want to be clear that this is different than seasonal affective disorder, which really is a thing, and some people experience it a lot. And I think there's a spectrum of that. And some of us are a little bit more on the spectrum of like, oh, maybe the gray weather or the cold or just the winter, like getting dark early affects us a little bit, and we maybe feel a little down or a little, tired or maybe a little bit sad or gloomy. And I want to talk about that because I have a theory about that. And again, it's a theory. And I just have this sense that we are resisting something and that is making us feel bad. So I just want to make it clear that I am not an anthropologist or an evolutionary biologist or anything like that. So I don't really know if all of these things are scientifically true, but I have a sense in my gut, and I have had this for many, many years, that we in the winter are biologically meant to slow down, like a lot, to really slow down. And the weather and the time change, especially, with it getting dark at like 4:30, that's really tricky. It makes me really tired, and I don't want to work very long, and I'm working evenings, and that's tricky, and I feel exhausted, and I want to sleep longer, and I want to eat heavier foods, and I just don't want to do as much stuff. I don't have the energy level, and I fight against that, and it makes me feel depressed or mad at myself or self-loathing or whatever. And I want to talk about that, like not resisting that kind of a thing. So there's this idea that like we put on holiday pounds, and I understand that, eating a ton of holiday cookies and pies and all that stuff is definitely part of that. So that's a different thing. But what I'm talking about more is I think we're meant to put on a little bit of weight, especially those of us who do live in the colder climates in the north. I understand if you're in California or Costa Rica or Fiji or something, it might be a little different. But for those of us who are really experiencing the seasons, I feel like, yeah, guess what? I'm going to eat potatoes, and I'm going to eat heavier foods than I do in the summer. I'm not going to juice as much. I'm going to be like really eating nourishing, full, heavy foods because that's what my body needs. And I'm going to be sleeping more, and I'm going to be doing less things. And I don't want to be depressed about it because it's not this like, oh, I should be doing more. I should be busy. It should be this thing, or it is this thing of accepting where my body is at, taking in account the weather and all of that. So I think we sort of resist against this, like being tired and not being able to do as much because our society doesn't set it up so that we can actually slow down during this time. And so the resistance causes this sort of cognitive dissonance of like, I feel this way inside, but I'm not able to be that way on the outside because my schedule's really busy and I can't take time off or whatever. And so in that way, cognitive dissonance causes depression. And then a lot of people think that they have seasonal affective disorder. Again, I know some people really, really do have it, and I get that. But I think a lot of people think that they have it, and they think that the gray weather depresses them. But I wonder if it's possible that's what's really frustrating is not that they feel bad, but they have to go and be busy when they would rather just be able to be at home and like be cozy and relaxing a little bit. So I'm encouraging you to look at that in your own life, and if that's true for you, and it might not be, but I think it's true for me. And I find that if I allow myself to actually just slow down and go with the energy that I have at this time of year, that I'm fine and I feel great. And I also love the rain and the gray, so I understand that I'm a little different in that way. I grew up in Oregon and I love it, and Portland rocks, and I wouldn't have it any other way. But I do love sun too, and I like that kind of weather as well. So I'm just encouraging you to think differently about the idea of the winter blahs and what they look like for you, and see if there's any way that you can actually slow down a little bit. I think it's so odd that we have the holidays during this time, and that they're supposed to be kind of a time of celebration and relaxation, and they actually become a time of stress. And they're really busy for people, and they're traveling and having to go to all these parties and all of that. And I guess that's coming from an introvert saying having to go to all these parties, but I don't know. I guess I just wish we could look at holidays a little bit differently and wintertime a little differently, and look at it more as a time of like going internal and sort of regenerating and recharging. So, yeah. All right, guys. I hope that was helpful in some way, or maybe makes you think about it. And if you disagree, I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. That's kind of my experience, and I just wanted to share it with you all. And I hope you guys have a great day and a great holiday season and all that.